The Maine Lobster boat, an iconic boat around the world. Kind of a great inshore fishery and workboat, kind of a pickup truck of this area. We have the chance this winter to spend with Peter Buxton, who's a master shipwright, grew up cutting his teeth fishing the waters of Penobscot Bay off the small town of Stonington, Deer Isle. Stonington lands more lobsters than any other town in North America, and the diversity of boats within the fleets there is something to behold. Really excited to get this series underway and head on down to Buxton Boats. Pete, it's great to finally get a chance to stick my head in. I've driven by here a number of times and chatting with Maynard about this series on this boat we got going here. What are we looking at?
This particular boat is a 32.5-foot Peter Kass model. The lines were drawn up by Tad Roberts. I'm doing it for a customer down in Mid-Coast, Maine, and it's going to be a pleasure boat, but not a fancy one. No amenities, no varnish, just a basic wooden boat, all brass and bronze hardware, which is really nice, I think.
It's kind of everyone's dream, you know, the traditional Maine lobster boat as a build, just simplistic and something you can finish as a work boat off the saw.
Yep.
Tell me a bit about yourself. How'd you get into building boats?
So I grew up here on Deer Isle, Stonington in particular. Went to school here. All my friends were fishermen's sons and whatnot. And I decided at a pretty early age, for whatever reason, I didn't want to be a fisherman. And I looked around and I'm like, well, what do you do? What do you do on the coast of Maine if you're not going to be a fisherman? And so I got the idea that maybe I would do something as a boat builder when I was 12 years old. My father took me, he had the vision, he took me up to what was the boat school then at Lubec. That was it, really. At that age, I was like, I could do that. That's what that was my dream. So when I went in 1980, it was a very good school.
When did your career shift to building one-off boats like this? Was there a shift? What happened? You're fishing and...
So I fished. Then I took the job at Bridges Point and worked there for 8 years, finishing off a few fiberglass lobster boats, mostly Hollands and Duffys, and Bridges Point 24s. Built 32 of them while I was there. And, you know, myself and Peter and others, we're building these boats now with the best materials that we know how to do. So they'll last as long as you can expect a wooden boat to last. And now, with the price of resin and labor, we can actually compete price-wise. For a lot of years, a fiberglass boat was cheaper, but not anymore. Now I can build this boat just for the same price as you can go out and buy the same boat out of fiberglass.
It's experienced fishermen. It's fishermen who've spent countless hours out on the Penobscot Bay here working these boats that are coming back to the traditional wood. Can you talk us through that a little?
Just the fact that it's wood, I think, absorbs a little more noise and vibration than a glass boat, which kind of amplifies noise. A wooden boat will soak up all this water from the waterline down, so its center of gravity is lower, I think, once it's soaked up than a glass boat. And therefore maybe a little steadier. Some of the older guys started going back to wood a number of years ago. They decided it's easier on my hips and knees and bodies, and it was less vibration. And then I think some of the younger guys saw it as a status symbol to have a wooden boat. And so there's that too.
I can't tell you how excited I am to watch you go through the lofting process, mold, setting up, ribbanding, timbering out, and then planking this thing out and deck framing it and getting it out the door this spring. It's going to be a really fun series to follow along with. So yeah. Super excited. Glad I got a chance to get down here and look at it at this point.
Well, Eric, thank you for coming down.
Yeah.
Really, it's been great to have you guys here.